Yeah! UFC 290. This card was 10 out of 10. It had the drama, it had the cringe, it had the sadness, it had the greatness, it had wins, it had losses. This card was just... Robbie Lawler that retired, Bo Nickal with another finish, Dan Hooker war with Jolene Turner, Dricus du Plessis that dominated Robert Whittaker, Pantoja dethroning Brandon Moreno, and last but not least, another Volkanovski domination. To start off, Bo Nickal. This guy is a madman. What can I say? He showed that he can knock people out. What else can I say? Val Woodburn was an undefeated bowling ball. Thought maybe moi, but the first punch, like... I mean, why? They just have to give him a contender. That's it. Many people want to see him lose though, because he's doing great. He's doing such a good job, which I understand, but bad blood is positive blood. And shout out to Bo Nickal, proving once again that he is scary in this division, and I cannot wait to see him again. Dan Hooker against Jalen Turner, whatever. What a war, dude. What a war. I mean, do not respect Jalen Turner's weight cut. I know weight cuts are tough, but he missed weight for like 3 pounds or something. Big shout out to Dan Hooker for eventually taking this fight. But Turner looked so horrible this week. This weight cut really cost him like 10 lives. Dan is a real madman. This guy fought with a broken arm. He had his forearm broken. Kept on going like it's nothing. Gassing out Jalen stylistically, going for submissions and eventually gaining a split decision win. So shout out to Dan Hooker, man. Yeah. Dricus, the Prince of Africa. I feel so bad for Rob, but so weirdly happy because Dricus got the win. Silence the haters. What a performance by him. I cannot take it away from him. This guy, straight as I say it, like it was manifested, stung with the jab, and Rob, like he didn't see it coming or something. It was so weird to see Rob like this, and the toughness of Dricus was just so crazy, so badass, just like it was manifested. And Rob, he looked bad. He reminded me of the first fight with Izzy. That was the only fight where I thought, damn Rob, this is not you, that's not the Reaper. And this is the first time since that fight that I'm thinking, okay, that's the same Rob that I saw in that fight. But yeah, you know, MMA math doesn't work. Dricus, I mean, he had a good performance, but still seems like he doesn't belong there. It's just so strange. It was just meant to be, almost as if it was a fake business. But yeah, cemented himself as the top contender of the division, next in line for the title, of course. And yeah, the cringe king Izzy Adesanya. I don't want to say much about it, but yeah, ruining Dricus' moment. Failed miserably, trying to prove something, trying to be like this evil guy that's just... He shouldn't have met up with Jones because it was utterly... You just could see and hear that he was a bit... But I would love to see how this plays out with du Plessis' style against Izzy. You never know because the MMA math doesn't work. I'm betting the house on Izzy though. And man. For main event of the evening, Brandon Moreno against Alexandre Pantoja. I've said it before and I say it again. Pantoja is freaking crazy. His nickname is the Cannibal. Dude, he got the freaking belt yesterday. And in what way? To be honest, I felt bad for Moreno because Pantoja threw the Aljamain Sterling style by backpacking for 2 to 3 rounds. And nothing against that because it's just a fair and square win. But it was like, yeah, the way they fought on the beginning. Knockdown, blood, emotions. It was just the same fight as Piotr Jan against Sterling 2. Yeah, I just hope more war. And of course, for me, it was the fight of the night. But I would still say it was very close. And normally, in my opinion, those close fights should automatically go to the champion. But in this case, I don't really see the problem. The judges scored it 49-46 and 48-47 for Pantoja, I think. However, one judge, again, got it pretty weird, scoring 49-46 for Brandon. I could understand why, but it just doesn't make sense because the other judges scored it that way. Either way, very close, competing fight, full of knockdowns, full of blood, full of emotions. Pantoja is a madman. His boxing is so clean, his wrestling is on point and showed heart. Fair decision win, so shout out to Pantoja for finally becoming a champion. And yeah, the main event of the evening, I think we can be very quick in this one. Alexander Volkanovski against Yair Rodriguez. What a performance by Alexander Nurmagomedov. It felt like watching Khabib again. Solid stand-up, having no reaction after being clipped, and eventually baiting and then finishing his opponent on the ground. And Volk gave us a classic Volk performance. I mean, once again, bounced back crazily from his Makhachev loss. It's just great to see, and there's just no competition left in that division. But shout out to Yair though. He mixed everything he could, he used every weapon that he could, and yeah. He landed some clean shots on Volk, but Volk is just, he got that crazy rugby. He got that crazy rugby build, and you can't just do anything on that. Yeah, only Topuria left in that division that could just eventually be a problem for Volk, but eventually, I love Topuria, man, but Volkanovski is just a different breed, man. And yeah, UFC 290 once again. Thank you guys for tuning in. It was a crazy good event.
Stay hydrated!
Alright guys, see ya.